Mexico, I mean, I don't know where we start. The fans were walking out early. There's obvious disappointment. I think it's more than disappointment, right? Let's be honest. It's a lot more than disappointment what Mexico fans feel right now.
I think a rivalry is one thing, but this was unacceptable and sad, and we kept.
You felt like it was too ugly?
At the end, it's not professional. When you wear your national team's jersey, you're representing so much more. And
you're talking about the homophobic chant.
Oh, yeah. When we were just making eye contact, all of that was, I mean, I think Mexico lost in so many other ways tonight.
At the same time, though, halftime, you said, I want anger.
I knew you were going to bring this up, but you have to keep, that's professionalism. I said the same thing in the Panama
game. So you wanted it,
game.
but with boundaries. That's what you wanted.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, there you go.
She got what she asked for.
I know.
2 reds out. And I feel for the U.S. players because they were provoked to get those reds. But you have to be smarter in that moment.
We got to talk about Diego Coca as well, because we talked about the pressure that was on him coming into this 3-0 loss to the United States. And in that fashion, what happens next?
Yeah, did it look like he had control? It looked like he lost control. It looked like there was no passion. You know, we talked about what is he saying in the locker room at halftime. Well, whatever he said, it didn't resonate with anyone.
I thought at the beginning you could see that passion, and yes, you know, they still had that fight per se, but at the same time they kind of lost their way. It's a way to use that passion, right? You said for good. To get yellow cards, don't get red cards, don't make stupid decisions. But at the same time, all you have to do, 2-0, get a goal, you're back in this game. What happened in the first 10 minutes that you couldn't get back to bringing that to play?
You saw him at the end. The last 20 minutes or so, he was close to his seat. He showed emotionless.
What happens? What do you think happens?
The soul was sucked out of him.
Because you can't, there couldn't be a worse situation than losing 3-0 to your rivals. What do you think happens moving forward with the Gold Cup? Do they stay with them, or do they make a change?
I think they make a change. I do. Maybe they let him see him out and they give him time.
That would have to be an interim change, surely. I mean, Gold Cup is when? End of June, am I right?
Yeah, it's starting next week. You got to get ready for your match.
Right.
That lifespan of a head coach is so short. It's so short. But when you
That's
change
why you got to get the desk.
the desk.
That's why you got to get this dream job.
Oh. But when you change the coach, you change the process. So you're going to start all over. But I mean, the way their body language was, I mean, is that what they want? Are they ready?
Jenny,
it wasn't convincing.
But what process? This team is in shambles.
They
have nothing.
Yes,
so you
Charlie.
can make the change now because they have nothing to build off of. They need a coach to come in here and give them an infrastructure, to give them a foundation to base. Because right now,
sorry, my bad.
No, you go.
There's nothing.
Do you think there's a situation with development here? Because if you look since what was it Y2K, Andreas was talking about the fact that the U.S. has actually been more dominant since then. What's kind of
Y2K?
That's what he was talking about.
Year 2000?
Yeah.
What?
In terms of the rivalry, the wins and losses and draws,
okay.
the U.S. is their production has been better.
I thought he was talking about a boy band.
I know, me too, Y2K.
Hey man, I'm from 1983. Y'all ain't old enough to know about all that.
Y2K.
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what people say.
Okay, so simmer down now. But seriously, is it a situation that you don't have the players? Is it development, or is it not selecting the right players? What is the issue? Why is Mexico in the situation they are now? Because when we look back, when Tata was the coach at that Nations League final, he was on that crazy run in terms of the wins, the streak that they were on, unbeaten, getting the right results, getting the wins against the U.S. And then from that point until now, it's fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you, because what they have done, if you say fire the coach, they've already cleaned house at the federation in every category. Men, women, youth, all changed leadership. U20s, they didn't qualify for the Olympics or the World Cup. The women didn't qualify for the World Cup. It's in shambles, like you said. And this was supposed...
What's the word?
Shambles.
Fracaso.
Fracaso. Shambles. Sorry. And this was supposed to be them picking up the pieces, and it's crumbled more.
I understand this was a poor performance, right? They lost their head, essentially, right? They lost their heads. Is it as big as all that? Are we making too much of this result, or you really think it reflects on where the whole program is at?
I don't know. When you have these rivalry games, and you know how this game can be fickle. All it takes one game, you're on top of the world. All it takes is one game, and you're the worst player ever. So that's the nature of this business. That's why it's so difficult to be a head coach and keep your job and have that consistency. So are we talking about too much? Who knows? But there is an issue. There has to be an issue there because you're talking about the performance. Where are your top talent playing at big clubs and being able to take over games?
And I would say, look where the U.S. were 4 years ago. It was reset, clear the house, bring all the youth in, give them the chance. And everyone was like, what is going on here? No one's earning caps. This is just a free-for-all. All youth are playing, guys who are playing. Now look at them.
But you know what is impressive to me is they cleaned house just recently with U.S. Soccer again, and the players are still able to maintain that level because you think about it. Ernie Stewart was gone. They let Berhalter go. He's coming back. Brian McBride was let go. So they also cleaned house in U.S., but the difference to me between the teams is them being able to still do it on the field with all that chaos going around. Why are you looking at me like that, Kate?
Your eyes get bigger and bigger. Like.
He's feeling it. Hey, how often do we see a Traces?
I'm passionate about the U.S. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It just tickled me. I'm sorry. I apologize.